I'm doing another water jug penetration test, this time with the 12 gauge. I'm going to be using my Mossberg 535 ATS with a 24-inch fully rifled barrel. And for this test, I'm going to be using the 690 round ball, also known as the 69 caliber pumpkin ball. And this is actually a hand-loaded shell. It weighs in at about 477 grains, so it's a really heavy lead ball. And I've loaded it up on exactly 37 grains of long shot. So I'm not exactly sure what velocity it's going to come in at because I haven't chronograph tested this load yet. But sometime soon I'll shoot some of these exact loads through the chronograph so we can see what velocity they register at. And then we can also calculate how much muzzle energy they have. Because we know it's a 477 grain projectile. We're just not exactly sure at what velocity it's coming in at today. But if I had to guess, I would say anywhere from 13 to 1,500 feet per second. I'm going to be shooting from about 12 yards away. And here's what our 690 round ball did. Here's jug number 1. We actually had a pretty good entry, almost dead center. Blew apart the first jug really good. Cracked it open right here. Almost blew it in half. It's just hanging on by a little bit back here. And we had an exit hole right there. And this is jug number 2. And it's also really mangled. It looks like our entry was right here. And the whole thing's just blown apart, just like jug number 1. That's pretty interesting up there. And there's the back of it, and it looks like our exit hole was right here. Looks like we have no expansion, just a round ball exit hole still. Then jug number 3, also blown open pretty good. Our entry hole was right here. The jug broke open by the handle here, and it's kind of just mangled looking. Cracked on the bottom here. And the whole back's just split open, and there's our exit hole. Still just a little round ball looking exit hole. And then jug number 4. Doesn't look like it took as much damage as the first 3. There's our entry hole. Handles broke open. And then we got a split on the back here. And a split on the bottom of the jug. And here's our exit hole. And most of the energy must have been deposited in those first 4 jugs because the other ones are still sitting on the table. And actually, here's our wadding. That's the wadding I used right there. It was actually the WAA 12SL wad, and I just cut the petals off to fit the round ball in there. And here's jug number 5, marked as 7 because that's what was left from my last test. There's our round ball entry. This one's actually still damaged pretty good. The side's broken open here by the handle, and the side over here is split open all the way up to the cap. That's pretty cool. Then jug number 6, there's our entry hole, split open on the bottom, split open by the handle, and that's it. So definitely less damage now. And there's our little exit hole. And jug number 7, here's our entry, split on the handle again, and just a little split on the back here. That actually must be the exit hole. So yeah, definitely a lot less damage now. All we had was a little split on the handle and our exit out the back. And the last jug I lined up, jug number 8, which is marked as 6, went in right here. Didn't actually break it open at all, but it went straight out the back there. So barely any damage to our 8th jug. We just had a clean pass through. Well, that sucks. I really wanted to capture that projectile. I had a feeling it was going to have really good penetration through those water jugs, because when I tested some double-aught buck in the past, it had really good penetration through the water jugs. I think it's those round balls, they just don't expand on the water, so they just penetrate really good. And that 69 round ball is essentially just a giant buckshot pellet. It's the same thing, just a round ball of lead, but way bigger and way heavier. It's nearly 10 times as heavy actually, because a double-aught buck pellet is around 50 grains. And that round ball was almost 500 grains. So we just had clean penetration straight through all 8 jugs. I really wish I would have lined up more so we could have captured that projectile. I'm assuming it had pretty much little to no expansion though. So overall we did the most damage to the first 3 jugs, and then a little bit of damage to the next 3, and then the 2 after that we pretty much just had a clean pass through. But anyways, that's all for the pumpkin ball water jug penetration test. As always, thanks for watching.